Welcome into Mint Condition. I'm Prim Sripapat. There is a pretty cool piece of Michael Jordan memorabilia hitting the auction market. For more on that, we would like to bring in SCP Auctions spokesman Terry Melia, whose company is handling this product. So Terry, thank you so much for joining us. You have some Michael Jordan game-used sneakers on the auction block. What's so special about these kicks?
Well, thanks, Prem. It's good to be here. What makes these special is that they're a very rare pair of Michael Jordan's earliest known professional game-worn Nike Air shoes. These Nike Air shoes are incredibly significant because, of course, Michael, wore them during the first 2 months of his play in the NBA, which makes them super unique. He wore them on December 2nd, 1984, during a game against the Lakers. He scored 20 points that night in a victory for the Bulls. So that alone also makes these the first professional regular season game-used shoes he ever wore, competing against the likes of Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at the old Fabulous Forum.
Amazing. I mean, these sneakers are over 30 years old, and the story behind this is pretty interesting. So explain to us, why are these just hitting the auction block now?
Well, believe it or not, they've been in the possession of a former Lakers ball boy for the past 3 decades. They were actually taking up space in his closet, as well as in his mom's closet for a portion of the past 30 years. And he finally decided it was the right time to put them up for auction. And the backstory is his name is Khalid Ali, and believe it or not, as a 15-year-old ball boy, he had the tenacity to walk up to Michael Jordan during the Bulls pregame warm-ups at the Forum and literally ask him for the shoes. The interesting part of that backstory is that Michael was actually wearing a pair of what would become later on down the road Air Jordans that he was breaking in at the time but was not going to wear during the game. So he came out a couple of minutes later out of the locker room wearing a completely different pair of shoes that he then handed to Khalid at the end of the game. So that in itself just makes it such an interesting story because this kid, again, was just 15 years old, but he walked up to who would become the NBA Rookie of the Year that year and asked him for his pair of shoes.
What a great story. So finally, the big question. We've seen some of Michael Jordan's shoes go for thousands of dollars. What are you expecting these to go for?
Well, we certainly expect these could exceed the $50,000 mark or even more. Another pair of game-worn shoes that Michael wore later on that season sold a couple of years ago for $31,000 at auction. So we certainly expect this pair to exceed that number.
Old school sneakers, we will see for how much they will go for. Terry Melia, thank you for your time today, sir. We appreciate it.
No problem, Prim. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so for more hobby news and information and for more on this story, you can check us out at our Facebook page at facebook.com/ESPN Mint Condition, or you can follow us on Twitter at ESPN Mint Condit. I'm Prim Sripapat. We'll see you guys next time.